Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Yonko Podcast. I'm Kat. This is
I'm Alex.
That's Alex. We are going to be re-recording our review of One Piece.
Re-reviewing, you could say.
Re-review of One Piece Chapter 1078, Escape Limit. If you guys didn't see our re-recording of our reaction.
Reaction.
We kind of forgot to make sure the mic was plugged in.
Mic wasn't plugged in,
So, we have a video of our reactions and our reviews and us talking, but there's no sound, so we figured probably should put some sound to it. So, we're gonna redo.
It's like a silent movie, you know? And this is a Spark Note-y version. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Before we get into that, though, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment. Any and all interactions with our videos are greatly appreciated by all of us, including the two dum-dums who are on vacation.
It's super
Love you guys,
appreciated.
but like, boo.
Yes.
Okay, anyway. Back in. We were talking about
Neomads. Yes. It's happening. It's here.
And we commented before, like,
it's kind of a
true
parallel.
Neomads.
Yes.
We need to have Queen.
We need Queen, right?
Is Queen gonna show back up in our cover story?
I would be very surprised if he didn't, if we're truly having a Neo-Mads reunion party. Maybe Buckin is also there, and they all go save Weevil, just kind of like Pound went and did that whole thing, and like saw his daughters again. That was all very
did
nice.
we discuss the whole clone stuff here, or was that later?
That's later, I think.
Okay.
Well, maybe we could talk about it here. So one of the things we mentioned was
in our silent version of this.
Which you can't hear.
Yeah. So we brought up Sanji possibly having seraphim blood, and that's how his flames, like,
and his augmentations. And,
augmentation. And then I was thinking, well, Weevil's mom keeps saying, oh, he's Whitebeard's son. What's to say that the government, like, they got all the Warlord DNA? What's to say they didn't also get Yonko DNA? And we compared Weevil could be Whitebeard's clone. Bonnie could potentially be Big Mom's clone.
Gluttony, eating lots of food, pink hair. Come on.
And
Momonosuke, dragon fruit, Caesar's smile, Kaido's clone in a sense.
Yeah.
Where's Shank's clone at? Then we were like, maybe it's Luffy. Wait, we don't know if Luffy has a mom. What if Luffy's a clone? Wouldn't be crazy considering we thought his devil fruit was one thing for 25 years and now it's like, nah. Of course, it'll make all the Croco Mom, believers sad if he was not actually Crocodile's kid when he was a woman because of Ivankov. That whole thing is fun. But yeah, it kind of leads us to the whole suspect of, Vegapunk is the best version of Mads' different experiments, right? If you think about the Seraphim as a piece of all of the other members, right? Judge's cloning, clones of warlords. The Devil Fruit green blood, Caesar's smiles, an improved version of that. And of course, we have the augmentations of Queen in the fact that all of the Seraphim can augment their bodies in crazy ways. Interesting thoughts. But yeah, Neomads could be really interesting, and I'm curious to see what happens with them. Moving on. Sentomaru continues being very ominous this chapter.
Yes.
Super ominous.
And we see Stussy and Jinbe being cool. Stussy's
really
not
chill.
being sussy,
Not
so
yet. Or,
I'm really hoping that she stays non-sussy, and that she's gonna be joining the Straw Hat Alliance.
Oh, Grand
support.
Fleet.
Grand Fleet Alliance. I don't think she's going to join the Grand Fleet since she's not technically a pirate.
True.
But I think she would be a ally.
Well, she's definitely not a world government agent at this point.
No.
So she very well could be. I mean, literally.
She could be.
Everyone on this island is basically a rebel.
Yeah.
Literally. Sentomaru was like, dang it, I have to rebel against the world government now? Vegapunk, you put me in a tough spot. And he's like, but I fed you. And Sentomaru was like, ah.
He's like, and you're my grandpa, so fine, whatever. Yeah.
True. But yeah, nothing from Stussy at the moment. Seems still to be very much on our side. We'll see what happens. I like Stussy on our side.
I mean, the fact that she hasn't taken out Jinbe.
Right, and they are alone together. This would be the time.
This would be absolutely the time for her to do that.
And they're just chilling. They're going somewhere. Sentomaru basically evacuates the island, says, look, it's gonna be worse than Ohara. They think that we have like crazy weapons, which they do. And we also have what Ohara had, which is the knowledge of the Void Century, basically saved from Ohara. Like, they are committing all the atrocities in the world government's eyes. So, Sentomaru's like, get the fuck out. So they do. They're all off running.
They're working on it.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have S-Snake literally murdering Pythagoras, seemingly.
Yeah.
And the reason I say seemingly is because the last time S-Snake took out a punk, that punk showed up and completely flipped the script as the traitor of the arc. So, is Pythagoras dead here? More likely, but I'm also a little sus of anything S-Snake does. Usopp's not dead, neither is Lilith. They're just frozen. Frankie's half frozen, so I don't know. Frankie also says at the very end, wait! And it seems that S-Snake is listening, but for a second. I wonder what comes out of his mouth next. If it saves him, if it changes the whole thing around, I don't know. I think something we don't value about Frankie in this arc yet is the fact that he kind of took all of the old inventions of Vegapunk during the time skip and basically came like his mentee in a way.
Yeah.
So I am wondering if this might turn into a bit of Frankie's arc, kind of discovering Vegapunk's secrets and being able to, I don't know, take advantage of his machines and turn them on to...
I wonder if he could also,
York?
like, if there's something that he learned during his 2-year research in Vegapunk's lab that he's like, oh, that's interesting, but I don't get it. And now that he's here, he's like, oh.
Right.
That now makes sense, and now he's making new connections, and he might unknowingly be able to upgrade some of his stuff because he finally gets, like, what certain things meant.
Yeah, if you think about it, Frankie really has the most connection to Vegapunk of any of the Straw Hats, and we really haven't focused on that yet.
No.
So this could actually be the beginning of him kind of shining and showing why this arc is kind of his in a sense.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I'm excited to elaborate more on that, and hopefully we do. Cut to Atlas, Robin, and Chopper. They are not encountering any forces against them as of yet. And they mention how more than likely Nami's going to be safe because Sanji's on the way. That's usually what happens.
Certain someone.
Yes, we all know who you're talking about, Robin. Interestingly enough, that's actually a fun parallel I didn't mention initially, is the last time that happened, he was actually calling for Robin.
Yeah.
And now he's like, yeah, well, and he always comes when Nami's screaming. Tiny thing, kind of interesting. Atlas gets an idea from that conversation that there might be a specific place in the labs that might house where the Stella is. My thought there, did Shaka upload that thought before he got capped? Because if so, Atlas might very well be on her way to the place where York and Vegapunk are having their confrontation.
I mean, she might be even if Stella, or
even if he did,
Shaka didn't.
Right. She has the thought about.
But why did she have that thought?
Right. Not sure. But Atlas versus York, I'm taking Atlas on that one.
Oh yeah, Atlas has that pure rage, and we don't know what York's fighting abilities are.
No, she likes to take you out from the dark and call the elders for assistance. So we'll see. I do feel like York knows what all the other Vegapunks know, even though they might not know what she knows.
Yeah.
Which might give her an advantage. She knows how these guys all operate. In fact, they all are her in a sense. Yeah. And they are all Vegapunk. But Vegapunk didn't even see it coming. So I really, it's such an interesting dynamic. Yeah. So Atlas on the way with Robin and Chopper. That's a good fight if York can fight or has some form of backup. Maybe York pulled S-Hawk to her as backup, because that's a tough fight in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where Atlas is going. At the same time, Frankie's about to go do some soul searching, while Sanji takes a major punch to the face. Brook is gonna go do some soul searching for the Stella body, and Sanji takes a major punch to the face and is unfazed. completely unfazed.
Like, it's as if he didn't even touch him.
The durability on Sanji right now is so sick, but...
And this is where we had the conversation about Sanji having Seraphim blood.
Yes. If the Seraphim can't hurt him because he has maybe a higher and better version of it now that he's kind of gone through all of his different things.
Could he break through the Seraphim's
And he
armor?
certainly did knock down the Jinbe Seraphim last. In fact, he's actually knocked down the Jinbe Seraphim a couple times. Initially, when we first got to the stratum, when they were in the hallway and they had and Lilith wanted S Shark to fight them, Sanji knocked it down. And then again, Sanji knocked it down last chapter, and now he's unfazed by it. The other thing Lilith did, which I think is interesting to note, is when Frankie pulled out his laser beam, that's when Lilith was like, wait. They're not tested for that. Let's stop this fight. I'm thinking maybe Frankie might have a way to break through their defenses if they actually can't handle their own laser beams. Interesting. We go to Zoro and Luffy's fight up top. Basically, we talked about how Lucci is going to be the brains to Luffy's brawn while fighting S-Bear. Roanoa's going to go get lost, and Kaku's going to be doing everything in his power to set him on the right direction. So I'm excited for those shenanigans.
I love that you're struggling with Zoro's name so hard today.
Is it not Roanoa?
It's Rorona.
Has it always been what is it?
Rorona.
Has it always been that?
Yeah.
I've always heard it's pronounced Roanoa. Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Phone noises!
Yes.
So many phone noises. I'm gonna say Zoro for the remainder as I do some research. But also
Roronoa, Zoro.
he's called Zolo sometimes too,
True.
right? He's got some named things. Anyway, Zoro's off. Kaku's following him to kind of corral him in the correct direction. So literally, I think those are going to be the brain cells that actually get Luffy and Zoro to the right places.
Yes, absolutely.
In this like Scooby-Doo chase.
And I think both of those are going to be great. That he had mentioned before. That I think Luffy and Lucci fighting side by side is going to strengthen their relationship. In that
maybe some respect is gained.
Respect gained that Lucci might be more inclined to support the Straw Hats later. He might not agree with them. He might not like go out of his way. But I think if there's like little things that he could do where it's like, it makes no difference if he's not going to go out of his way to stop them anymore, I think. And Kaku and Zoro, I think both of them are going to learn more. Like, both groups are going to learn more about each other. We might even get some more backstory. Maybe not backstory, but more insight into their thought process.
Kaku doesn't even have backstory. I would love some Kaku backstory, not going to lie. Lucci, we have a little bit.
A little bit, but we might get some more insight into where Lucci's thoughts are now and where he's wanting to go.
I mean, I love that. I love antagonists being fleshed out a little bit. But yeah, their Scooby-Doo shenanigans are sure to be a fun time.
Oh, yes.
And then we talk about the whole frickin' thing that led up to all of this and the incident and shocking thing that's going to happen tomorrow, which is essentially where we finished off our conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll jump right back into that. Obviously, Bonnie's here crying. And this is something that I think a few of us got wrong because we thought that Bonnie would always kind of be parallel with Kuma in chapters. We see Bonnie going through memories. Kuma is still doing his thing at the Red Line. Don't even know what he's doing this time. But Bonnie's here crying deep in the memories. And we start to talk about the Egghead incident. Now, we haven't had a conversation like this, I think, since Dressrosa. I could be wrong, but the last time the narrator said, and something great would, happen, this group would do something amazing, right, was when the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, set sail, essentially. And now we're getting the infamous Egghead incident, which... And
also commenting on that only one day remains, that this we could still not know what's going on next year, that this one day could take forever.
Because frickin' Dressrosa was like a day and a half, dude. It took many, many, many chapters, many, many episodes to get through that day. So yeah, that's number one very interesting topic point. I also kind of feel like this is like the Rocky Port incident, with Law and Colby and whatever happened there. Tiny mentioned way back when, but it's basically why Law became like a warlord. He got all those hearts, and then like Colby was the hero of it and whatever else. But like it sounds very much like the infamous egghead incident. Everyone's gonna know, everyone involved, everyone's gonna be aware of what went down. Whether it's true or false is not really known, but we are told at the very end that this chain of events is going to culminate tomorrow, and the outcome will shock the world. So the question I was gonna ask you, Kat, is what could happen tomorrow that will shock the world? Oda's setting a pretty high expectation there.
Yeah, so what's going to happen versus what could happen?
What do you think?
Like, what was supposed to happen?
I think something that could be shocking would be like an admiral being defeated.
Oh, yeah.
Like if Kizaru goes down, if an
elder goes down.
If an elder is killed.
I don't think they'd let the world know if that happens.
Right, but this is the thing, right? It's an infamous... Here's the thing, and I think maybe this is why we were shown big news, right? If he knows about all of the goings-on here, because he's been reporting on it, Luffy takes Vegapunk hostage, whatever.
True, he has someone on the inside. He's got to have someone here to know what's going on.
I think he and Stussy.
Oh, yes.
I'm almost... Because they were chatting at Whole Cake, at the thing with Big Mom. They were having conversation. I'm almost certain if she's not really an agent of the world government, she's telling other people things. And her whole thing was like the leader of like the pleasure district or whatever. Like she's a part of the underground world.
She is.
I'm almost certain
she might be the eyes and ears in here to know what's going on.
I'm almost certain her communications with Sentomaru are also being sent maybe to
very possible
to our Big Bird friend.
That could,
because then
maybe what's gonna shock the world is that the world government likes to control what information gets to the people. That they may have they had a plan of what was gonna happen. Mm-hmm. They may have already sent out to Morgan's like, publish this on this day because this is what's gonna go down. Like, this is what we're allowing out. And then Luffy shows up like, surprise, and they're like, oh shit, well, we're just gonna keep with that plan. And Stussy's gonna say, no, this is what's really happening. And Morgan's like, yep, I'm gonna publish what really happens.
I'm gonna publish whatever I want. So the thing that could shock the world could be a lie. It could be a truth. If Morgan's is the one getting the word out, we don't know. An elder dying would be insane.
It would be.
That would shock the world. I think Vegapunk dying would also shock the world.
I think just Vegapunk
that would be, and that's the thing. Enough. People love Vegapunk. Like, he's this brilliant inventor who, creates all this thing for the world. He's very well loved. Truth or not, that would be shocking to the world.
Yeah.
I also think a Yonko losing would be shocking to the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to do but look, the parallels are there to Sabari, right? We've got Kizaru, we've got Sentomaru, we've got the PXs, we've got the Seraphim, the new versions of the PXs. If Egghead culminates in, this is so tinfoil, but if Egghead culminates in the Straw Hats losing again and leading to another time skip, leading us to the final saga, that would be insane. That would shock this world.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do another time skip.
I don't think so either. Super fringe idea, but
yeah, I don't see another time skip happening.
That would be shocking as the new Yonko, Luffy and crew were defeated by, essentially the new Seraphim, basically proving the method that these are the new warlords. These are good enough.
Yeah.
That would be, that's why the warlords existed with the admirals. That was what balanced the world to the Yonko. If they can show that, the Seraphim took out a Yonko, true or not, even if Luffy runs and they all escape, that could be them defeated. And right. Yeah. I don't know if it needs to be a time skip. You're right. That might be a little too far-fetched. But I could definitely see the world government spinning it where it's like, yeah, our Seraphim just defeated an emperor. And they're running scared to Elbaf to partner up with Shanks, let's say, so that they are safe, right? They ran scared from us. That would be shocking as well. Yeah. I'm very excited for whatever this news is going to be, true or false. I'm very, like, Oda's cooking, man. Oda's cooking up some good storytelling here.
I think it's interesting, too, before we actually see York, you do see her in the doorway, walking in.
There?
Yeah.
Oh!
So you can see it's
Yo!
York before you
I
actually
didn't notice
see
that.
York.
Yo, and that's how tall she is, though. That's good. That's good.
You can probably post that one up on.
I certainly will. That's right there. What's crazy too is she's so imposing in this. She looks so cute. I love York. I absolutely adore York. And the thing is, I love traders. That's why Kanjuro is one of my favorite of the scabbards. He and Denjiro, because they both essentially like played a part and were traders. I always liked York just because she was cute, and then she was tall, and then she was like, I don't know. There's just something about that type of like anime character that I just love. Just the super lazy but super smart, or like the super lazy but like does something so well. And the fact that she's the traitor behind all of this, well, maybe. I have a sneaking suspicion she's not the only one doing this.
And we had talked, I don't know if we've mentioned
motive. What? Motive
was...
means opportunity, right?
Yeah.
The motivation is there, right? She wants to be a celestial dragon, supposedly. That is the peak of gluttony, of greed, which desire perfectly makes sense. Means, I don't know how she pulled it off yet. We need some details.
But we were thinking that since her main role is to eat, sleep, defecate, void bodily functions, that the other Vegapunks may not have deemed her worthy of having uploaded thoughts.
Right.
And so that's how she was able to hide that she called.
That's her opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Who needs you sleeping, eating, and taking craps? That will just, bog down our memory banks.
Why do we need to know that you're doing that?
Yeah. So almost, and if it's explained
she might get the other people's info knowing what they're doing, but they don't know what she's doing.
She 100% gets all their stuff.
Yeah.
But they certainly, if that's what they did not get hers, which gives her prime opportunity to accomplish all this. The thing I'm struggling with is means.
The ability.
How did York, by herself, corral all these CP agents after they had done their initial checks and verifications and lock them up here without...
If she even did that.
Right.
But, who else would want to?
Right. She has to have had an accomplice.
That could have been, she may have done that just as the, oh, I realize that their investigations are turning up nothing, so I'm going to make them disappear so somebody else gets sent out and maybe eventually something gets back.
So my thought there is that because S-Snake killed York or froze her and now she's here, maybe S-Snake also didn't kill Pythagoras, and Pythagoras is an accomplice who is doing all that extra work. Again, I don't know. I don't want to say York needs anyone else because, York is a Vegapunk. She is literally as intelligent as the rest of them. And she's going after what she wants, which when a Vegapunk wants something, they get it done. That's just that. I don't want to take anything away from York. I just am very curious at the fact that maybe there is another person involved here.
And you'd also mentioned she may have already gotten double-crossed.
Oh, absolutely.
Because why is the Elder coming, and would they really make her a celestial dragon?
Of course, I don't think so.
No.
Of course not. But they'll say that.
And because she's so blinded by desire, she doesn't have the logic to think, wait, they don't just make anyone celestial dragons.
Logically, it makes sense that she would be like, well... They're not going to send one of the 5 elders here to take control of the Seraphim. They're going to entrust me with that because I'm a Vegapunk. If I give an order, no one else on my level can make a different order. What she might not have considered is that they are sending one. And once he arrives, he takes control of the Seraphim. There goes her trump card. Because I think the Seraphim are York's greatest allies in all this. They are her backup. And no one really can fight the backup besides the Straw Hats so far. Which,
and that's
obvious
kink. Where S-Hawk is going, oh my gosh.
Obvious kink in the plan. Phone time! Obvious kink in the plan. And you gotta think about it too. And this is something that happens every time the Straw Hats show up. Everyone dies, and it's a very dark day if the Straw Hats don't get involved. Think about it. If Bonnie didn't show up, if the Straw Hats didn't go to rescue her, if they didn't appear on the island, right? All of this would still be happening today. And like York would be winning truly. Now York is currently winning, but there's a bunch of other things that now York has to consider if she wants to truly win the day here. And again, I don't think the Elder Stars really care what happens to her. They sent CP0 with the clear mission. Kill all of them.
Yeah.
Kill Stella.
They
kill
didn't say
all the
kill
satellites.
all except.
Nope. And I don't know if she knows that. She probably thinks, oh yeah, we already have a deal. But the Elders go back on deals all the time. Look at O'Hara. Look at Clover, man. Mm-hmm. Nah. So as smug as York is in here, I think the betrayal that's coming will turn her back to the other other side, and then she could be a very tragic character too. But
she could be.
God, I love York and I love Shaka. I think those are my top 2 punks right now. And if anyone else turns out to be a traitor, that could be literally insane. You were shocked, right? When it was her.
I was. I did not think it would be York.
Yeah.
I was not. I wasn't fully on board with the
Vegapunk is one of them is a
traitor punk.
Because
it was how would that happen? But now that we know it's York, that would absolutely make sense.
I mean, Lilith being evil checked out in my opinion. Shaka being logical enough to assume, well, the only one that can get out of here is one of us to keep running all the stuff. So if I take out all the other ones, then that would make sense that I stay. But looked like in the end, Shaka was a pretty good guy. His body is still smoking, man. Still smoking.
Yeah.
It's tough. Beautiful color spreads. Absolutely awesome color spreads by my boy Greesh. Yo, great, bro. Yo, great. Anything else for our review of 1078 Escape Limit, Cat?
I don't think so.
I'm shocked.
This
I'm
was
blown away, and I'm so thankful there is no break.
Oh yes, so ready for this next chapter.
Bring it on. And more than likely, we'll cut away from all of it to some other random place and not even talk about it. But we'll talk about that in predictions, which luckily we did not re-record with no sound and then had to redo. So that one will be fresh, so you'll see the difference. If nothing else, thank you guys so much for watching the Yonko Podcast. We really enjoyed the review, and we're very excited to get into predictions. As always, if you like the content, give us a like, give us a subscribe, shoot us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the chapter. Oda's a goat, as always, and we're excited for 1079 predictions. See you later.
Bye.